The next step will be to add areas and area sets. Now, to start, I'm going to open up the System Manager software. When you first open the System Manager, the software will open where you need to be to add areas and area sets. If I was working in another program, maybe I was working in my time zones window, right? And now I want to focus on areas and area sets. I can click on areas and then all areas. Now it doesn't matter if I use the plus here in the tree window or the plus down here in the grid window. The same wizard to add an area will show up. Now I'm going to type in a description. Maybe I'm going to add training room 1. Now this is the first time I'm adding an area, so I need to choose my area type. Area type is for two-person rule. If you're using one of our two-person rule features, you would choose it here. I'm just going to go with a normal area. Now, area state. There's our 3 predefined area states, 5 more user-definable area states that you can use if you want. I'm going to stick with our normal access here for the area states. Maximum occupancy count would only apply to two-person rule areas. That's where we can say that in this area there needs to be a minimum of 2 people, and then we can have a maximum of maybe 20 people in the room if you wanted to. I'm going to hit next. Now this window we're going to skip for right now. So I'm going to hit finished, and there's my training room 1. I'm going to add training room 2. Now I can hit next. The software remembers what we did so far, so I'll just hit next. This window we're skipping, I'm going to hit finished. The next one I'm going to add is going to be training room 3. Now I can just hit finished right from here. I don't need to even next into the next window. So there's training room 3. And now I'm going to add a training lobby. So training lobby, hit finished. Now I've got these 4 areas in the software. Now I'm going to also create an area set. To create the area set, I'm going to click on the Area Sets tab. Notice that by clicking on the Area Sets tab, the bottom window here is still looking at my areas. I'm going to create an area set, a group of areas that I'm going to call the Training Area Set. Right? I want a quick way to give people access to all these training areas. Here's my training area set. Down here are my training areas. I'm going to select all of my training areas. I'm going to select my area set. Now using the same drag and drop that we've been using, I'm going to add my areas to the area set. I'm going to hit my shift button down and now drag with my left mouse held down, drag the areas into the area set. A little wizard opens up just to confirm our information. That's the set we're working on. There are the areas we're working with. Here's our little summary. These areas are being added to this area set. Hit finished. Done. I've now created an area set. To confirm, I can click on areas by set. Now here, this window now shows me the areas set and the areas that are in the set. Now there are other ways to add areas to a set. I'm going to go back into my all areas and I'm just going to add some additional areas, right? Maybe I'll add like a gym, and I'll add a cafeteria. I'm going to add, maybe it's a school, so we also have a library, right? Maybe we have a main lobby. I'm just trying to create some additional areas here. So we have a main lobby. And we'll always, we got to have that server room for the IT people. There's our server room. Done. So now I've just created some additional areas here. Now, I want to be able to give people access to these general access areas, the main lobby, library, gym, cafeteria, using an area set. I'm going to go back into my area sets here, and I'm going to add, let's just call it maybe a general access area set. So there's my general access area set. Now I can add these areas to the area set with the same drag and drop that we did before. But there is another way to add areas to an area set. I'm going to use the wizard. That's what this little icon does. It opens up the wizard so that we can add areas to an area set. It's just going to walk us through the process. So I'm going to click on the wizard. The software wants to know what area set are we working with. I'll click on my Add Area Sets, and I want to work with the General Access Area Set. Next, what areas do we want to add to the area set? I'm going to click on my Add Areas. I'm going to choose my General Access areas that I want to add to the set, and I'm going to hit OK. Done. Next, here's our little summary. These areas are being added to this area set. Hit Finished. Done. Now to confirm what I did, I click on my Areas by Area set. I can now see that these are the areas in my General Access area set. These are the areas in my Training area set. Now I'm going to go back in, focus back on areas. There was that window we skipped. Let me show you why we skipped it and what it does. I'm going to hit the plus to add another area. And we'll just say, training is growing. I'm going to add training room 4. Now, all of this we're going to leave the same. Now, previously we skipped this window. This window allows us to add this training room to an already created area set. Click on Add Area Set. Now, the software is going to ask me here to search for the areas we have in the software. If I just want to see, search for the area sets. If I just want to see every area set in the system, I just hit Find Now. And I want to add this area to the training area set. Done. My little window up here, I'll adjust that. I'm going to hit Finished. So we just told the software to take this area and add it directly to the training area set. So when I come now into my areas by set, here's our training area set. The training room 4 is now part of that area set. Any card holders that got access to the training area set would now have access to training room 4.